when Zulus are happy, you will see by the tiles cracking and you will know that they are here.
It's a good time.
You will know that they are here. So it was that kind of a situation. And then I decided to put my foot down. And then eventually it was an argument, then escalated to a huge argument. And then it was a physical fight. And this time around, it was different. I wasn't the one who was assaulting people. I was the one who was being assaulted. So it was her family, it was her friends, it was her boyfriends, friends, whatever mix you want to call it. Because she always had like a group of guys around. Always. Wow. I don't know what this woman... what she had, but I don't know or what she was doing for these guys, but she always had like a group of guys. If you see a guy today during the week walking here, that guy is probably going to walk her back at some point at 4 a.m. in the morning from a tavern, and she's lost. She doesn't even know her name. And I was in that situation, my brother, where my voice now became useless. When I say, listen, I don't like you doing 1, 2, 3, who are you to tell me? You know? So the only thing that's missing after a woman says that and you're staying with her, and this is the woman you wanted to marry at some point, and when she asks you like that, what's your next move?
That's it. They've taken everything from you. You got nothing left. You're no longer the man in that house.
It's either you get up, go, or you just sit and continue doing whatever. You defeated. Yeah. And there's so many instances where I felt defeated, where I felt like, I was not being seen just because I could not now do what I used to do
as a man.
And, there was a time where I was in my heart, I was wishing in my heart. And I was like, why can't her mother shout at her one day,
That's a extremely valid question.
Why can't she just shout at her and just like show her, because it was a situation where most of the time for her to even notice that I'm around, I need to come back with something that's going to be like, hey, remember you were looking for this? Then that's the only time everything's going to come normal. Then she's going to be quiet for some time. And then, so it got to a point where, and then when it got to that point where I got assaulted on that day, that was like, because remember, 2 weeks prior, I had decided that I'm done with this. But how I was going to do it, I didn't know. But I was like, okay, cool. And when that happened, and as the argument, starts to die down and everyone is sort of going off, then these Zulu guys, apparently it's her friends.
She's Zulu herself.
Yeah, she's Zulu herself. Okay. Apparently these friends or family friends that she had, then these guys started telling me that, listen, dude, from now on, you need to pack your stuff and leave. And guess what? Ever since I met this woman from day one, she has never worked a day in her life. So I was that idiot that was providing up until you couldn't. And then when I couldn't, she had to cut it. Yes. And I mean, like, it's a very popular story around the area where they live, that, if one of these girls in this family meets a guy and the guy is good, she's just gonna, get whatever she can from the guy, and as soon as the guy is done, put him aside. So that was a popular story that, there's guys that have built rooms in their mother's RDP, what, and invested and this. And at that point, I was now there.
You're now a victim of it now.
Now I was there. Now I need to go and be destitute and leave everything that I've been working for.
So at this time, this place that you're at, this is your place.
Where I am right now is my place.
And when you were with her?
When I was with her, one of her uncles or something like that, that has gone now back to KwaZulu-Natal, had left a room somewhere that he had, and then that was given to us to use after that. But all the furniture, that was me. Most of the clothes, that was me. Everything, that was me. She's never worked a day in her life since I met her. She's working now because of what happened between us. She had to go and work. And
so are you guys still in contact? Like not like on a personal level, but every now and then.
Man, we talk only when it involves the
son. Because now, I mean, now you guys are bonded for life because of this.
Yeah, because of the child.
Yeah.
You know, I can wish her away or dead. It won't solve anything. It won't solve anything. So
Yeah.
I had to now grow up. I had to go and find healing by myself. I had to
As it always is.
I had to go mature by myself. And I don't want to lie. As much as Krugersdorp has this stigma about it being being a farmyard,
Yeah.
and, you know, that
I
kind
love
of thing.
Krugersdorp, man.
But I healed in Krugersdorp, and I gathered myself in Krugersdorp, and I'm managing to stand today because of Krugersdorp. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that I was actually born in Krugersdorp.
Could be. I mean, that's
You know?
hope for you. That's hope
So
for you.
I came back from this whole thing after counseling and all of these things that I went through. I came back with a changed heart. At first, I hated her. I hated her family.
I can imagine.
And I hated her family and her so much, and her friend and her close friends, to the point where if I was a person that had like a bit of money in my pocket at that time, I would have put a hit on all of them.
I understand.
It's embarrassing to say now, but that is how I felt
Yeah.
about this thing. Because I felt like everybody else around her understood her excuses.
But not yours.
Because most of the time when we fight, it would usually because she stayed out too late, or she went out and came back in the morning, or she never came back at all. Or those would be the reasons we are fighting. So it means she would have done something that I don't deem right.
Yeah.
And when I engage her on it like a
To bring correction and
civilized
order.
person,
Yeah.
then she brings out that Zulu
Tendencies.
card. I mean, angeke. You know, she had that thing.
The typical Zulu thing,
You understand?
yeah.
It's a typical thing. You know, like, I love it about the Zulus.
Yeah.
It's a good.
It's a good trait to have, but sometimes it
At
becomes
some point you
overbearing.
need to, you know,
Yeah.
sort of dial it down a bit.
Yeah.
But with her, me being unable to now provide, because mind you, when 2020 hit and lockdown came, I had to sell all my single man gadgets. You know, when you're single,
Yeah, you have your gadgets.
you have all your gadgets.
I mean, I have my gadgets right now.
So you have all these nice things. So at that time, lockdown hits, I've got a DJ controller, I've got a laptop, I've got a spare cell phone, I've got a mountain bike, I've got like all these nice gadgets that a single
Man would have.
man would have to spoil himself or to make himself. I found myself selling off everything slowly. I remember I sold off. Oh, the car was the last thing to sell off. I sold off.
Sold the car as well.
Yeah. I sold off everything. The mountain bikes, my DJ controllers, and all these gadgets, media gadgets that we use for recording and all of these things. I had to start selling them
go.
off to maintain a standard of living. Because where we were staying at that time, we were renting. So
Yeah.
landlord wants his
Rented,
money,
you
man,
paid,
rent.
yeah. And she's not doing anything at this time, right?
She's not doing anything at that time. I have a less than a year-old baby. That baby needs food. That baby needs clothes. That baby needs everything. So that I need to make a plan. So that's why I got like to sell off my stuff. After I had sold off, I remember I had one of my mom's properties that she had left over when she passed on. It's a little plot in a squatter camp. You know, it's not worth much. It was
Remember,
there.
land is worth
I
a
had
lot.
that. And then, you know, the emotional roller coaster
you
and
undergo.
everything that was happening around me at that time, you know, I thought it was the best idea because I was also experiencing some problems from my mother's side.
Okay.
You know how black families become.
But black tax.
Not even black tax.
Oh.
Taking over properties of people who have passed on.
Ah, yes,
In
yes,
the black
yes,
families,
yes.
it's disgusting and it's almost all over. If a person is a brother to a person that is now dead, that person has 3 kids, you will find now the uncle is competing with these 3 kids now on what should be shared in the family, on what should be done. And unfortunately, when my mother passed on, I was not even staying with her. I was already out by myself, hustling and doing my thing. And, you know, it was so surprising for me when I started seeing the uncles now. You know, I remember when I was in Cape Town, that place had tenants and they were paying rent there. And everything. I never saw a cent of that money.
Ooh.
And when I came back and I asked, and I said, you guys never
give
sent
me
me the
anything.
rent money and all that. And guess what they said? No, we're investing the money, we're doing that. It was all stories, but I was like, I knew that,
You knew
okay,
the
I
money
have
is
to write
gone.
it off.
Yeah.
Wrote it off. Then stories kept popping up because I'm there now.
Yeah.
So when I'm there, the rent money is now coming to me.
Yeah.
But now they don't like that. So they have to get rid of me so that the rent money can continue flowing their way. So how do they get rid of me? By coming up with all these stupid little
Stories,
accusations, stories,
and
making up and trying to create toxic friction in the family and all that. And eventually I got sick of it and I sold the place. So when I sold the place, that was me saying, I just want to get rid of what you guys are after, so that I can start living
everyone's
in
at peace. Yeah.
And guess what? Only to find out a year or two later, I'm now stranded, homeless on the streets. And then, it's a situation where when you come back now to family to say, hey, I'm on the streets, they're like, so what I seen in the what. You understand? And those stories that start popping up and all of that. So that's the main reason I ended up becoming homeless for the second time in my life. The first time I was in Cape Town when I went to look for my dad. I was sleeping right in front of Parliament.
Ooh.
I was sleeping right in front of Parliament on the pavement there. And there used to, in Cape Town, there used to be a group of homies who used to stay in the same area. So we all knew each other by name at some point. And, there were gay guys that were going and hustling at night, in the gay clubs in Cape Town on Long Street. And they'd be doing their thing and they'd be coming back later and they'd be sharing food, sharing whatever. So I learned so much and I created relationships that have lasted beyond any struggle that I've been in my life. I've met people on the streets who are now doing well. There's a guy in Cape Town that I met. When we were on the streets, he was still looking for a job. He's a qualified attorney. He was still looking for a job. Now he has a job. Now he's an attorney. And we have maintained that relationship from that time because we've connected and he understands my hardship. I understand his hardship. And we connected on a level that I can say even till today we talk. And, I'm even in a place now where I think I'm healing. I'm over what happened, and I'm trying to build myself now. And there's a certain stigma that is attached to us guys who are abused. I'm not sure because I remember last week they introduced me as a GBV survivor, and I was like, I'm not sure if I fit into that bracket because I think I'm the one who also delivered the same amount of violence towards her and as much as she did to me emotionally, psychologically, and all of that. And guess what? What I realized later after that is that women actually don't even know if they need help themselves, just as much as us guys don't know if we need help ourselves, So it's a situation that has led me to find myself, to understand life now in a broader view, and to understand where I fit in, and to understand what I did wrong that triggered what she did, and what, I'm starting to put the puzzle together.
Yeah. Everything's now starting to make sense as a whole.
And I'm hoping that maybe like at some point I can be able to sit with her and apologize for my part in this whole thing. And if she wants to, she can apologize for her part. And we can find a way to say, okay, cool. We are alive now. And the biggest priority should be our son. And if we are going to continue living and you're living, let us just try and make this whole thing work for the child. Because even if I don't become a millionaire in my life, but I'm working towards it right now, but even if I don't become one, I would accept being a failure that never became a millionaire, even though I had the vision. but I cannot accept
Never having tried.
I never having cried.
Right,
I can never accept that I am going to allow my son to grow up in the same situation I grew up in. That would be my biggest failure in life. I've brought a life into this world, and then the next thing I can't
You
do
can't now,
anything to support it, to nurture
to
it.
nurture it and let it become.
And for me as a man, because I had to go through healing, counseling, and all of these things, and redefine masculinity. I had to redefine the concept of a man for me. Because a lot of people, they will tell you what a man is according to what is expected of a man to do. But it has nothing to do with how the man feels inside. There's so many guys that I know that I went through counseling with, that I went through this problem with. And luckily, I remember when this whole thing hit the fan and at some point I was arrested. I mean, the guys I was with there, who were in the same situation as me, in there, guess what? They had nobody to call. They had nobody that stood with them. They had nobody that even understood what they were going through. So even now, when I'm sitting here like this, a lot of people will look at this and say like, bongani, extra flavor. We thought you
what
were,
happened?
What happened? And there's situations that you can bounce back from. I'm so glad that I'm able to bounce back from what nearly killed me. And I'm still here today. So I hope through my testimony, through what people see in me, even through the people that I shared a passage in the shelters, in all the places where I've been, I started to realize and to recognize and to appreciate other people in life. It's very important in life to have other people that genuinely care about you.